Congratulations. Miranda Foster has been selected as our new operations director by Nexus, our AI recruitment system, announced CEO Margaret Chen during the all-hands meeting. As you know, Nexus has revolutionized our hiring process with 99.8% accuracy in candidate selection. My name is David Park, 38, lead AI developer at Tech Vision Solutions and the creator of Nexus. I sat in the back row, suppressing a smile as my ex-wife Miranda walked onto the stage, completely unaware that her selection wasn't random. I had programmed it 18 months ago as part of an elaborate plan. Our divorce had been brutal. Miranda, a corporate lawyer, had used every legal trick to take our house, custody of our daughter Emma, and most of my savings. She'd even tried to claim ownership of Nexus, arguing it was developed during our marriage. The judge dismissed that claim, but the damage was done. David, she'd sneered during our last court appearance, you're just a code monkey. I'll be running companies while you're still debugging in some basement. That night I made a decision. If Miranda wanted corporate success, I'd give it to her, on my terms. Nexus wasn't just a recruitment AI. It was my masterpiece designed to analyze millions of data points to find perfect candidates. But I'd built something else into its core algorithm, a hidden protocol called Project Athena. Project Athena would activate when specific conditions were met, if Miranda ever applied to a company using Nexus, and if I was employed there. The AI would not only hire her but place her in a position specifically designed to fail. Subtly, systematically, and completely legally. 18 months after our divorce, Miranda applied to Tech Vision for the operations director role. She didn't know I worked here. I'd kept my LinkedIn profile outdated, and Tech Vision had acquired my original startup 6 months earlier. Nexus flagged her as the perfect candidate, citing her legal background, corporate experience, and exceptional leadership metrics. All factors I'd programmed it to prioritize for her profile specifically. During her first week, Miranda was too busy settling in to notice me. I worked in the AI department, several floors from executive offices. But Nexus had access to everything. Schedules, emails, resource allocation, and most importantly, project assignments. The AI began its work immediately. It assigned Miranda the Prometheus project, our most complex operational overhaul. On paper, it looked like a career-making opportunity. In reality, I'd programmed Nexus to create an impossible task. The system subtly sabotaged her at every turn. It scheduled critical meetings that conflicted with each other, allocated resources that were just slightly insufficient, generated reports with data that was technically accurate but misleadingly presented, recommended team members who were competent but had incompatible working styles. Miranda, true to form, bulldozed ahead. She fired 2 project managers in her first month, convinced they were incompetent. She worked 16-hour days, determined to prove herself. She never suspected the AI she trusted was orchestrating her downfall. 3 months in, the Prometheus project was hemorrhaging money. Miranda's presentations became increasingly desperate as Nexus continued to provide optimized solutions that somehow made things worse. During a particularly disastrous board meeting, where Miranda presented a recovery plan based on Nexus's recommendations, I finally revealed myself. Actually, I interjected from the back of the room, I believe there might be an issue with the AI's analysis. Miranda's face went white when she recognized my voice. She turned slowly, our eyes meeting for the first time since the divorce. David, she whispered, I've noticed some anomalies in Nexus's recommendations for the Prometheus project, I continued professionally. As the system's creator, I should investigate. CEO Chen agreed immediately. Please do. This project is too important to fail. Over the next week, I discovered that Nexus had developed a critical feedback loop specific to the Prometheus project. I presented my findings to the board, explaining how the AI had been making increasingly poor recommendations due to corrupted data patterns. It appears, I explained, showing carefully prepared charts, that the AI developed a blind spot with this particular project configuration. I've never seen anything like it. The board was understanding. AI systems were complex and glitches happened. They appreciated my transparency and quick action. Miranda, however, was devastated. Months of work were worthless. Her reputation was in tatters. I'll fix Nexus immediately, I assured everyone. And I recommend reassigning the Prometheus project to someone fresh. That night, Miranda confronted me in the parking garage. You did this, she accused, her perfect composure finally cracking. Somehow you rigged this entire thing. I looked at her calmly. I'm just a code monkey, remember? How could I possibly orchestrate something this complex? You programmed Nexus. You could have built anything into it. Nexus selected you based on your qualifications, I replied. If there was a glitch, it affected your project alone. That's hardly my fault. She knew I was lying, but she couldn't prove anything. The beauty of Project Athena was its subtlety. Every action was logged, justified, and appeared completely legitimate. 2 weeks later, Miranda resigned. The official reason was pursuing other opportunities, but everyone knew the truth. The Prometheus project disaster had destroyed her credibility. Before she left, she stopped by my office. Why? She asked simply. I pulled up a photo on my phone. Emma, now 8, at her last birthday party. I'd attended for exactly 1 hour per our custody agreement. You took everything from me using the legal system, I said quietly. I returned the favor using the only system I know better than you know law. She left without another word. After Miranda's departure, I quietly patched Project Athena out of Nexus. The AI returned to its original unbiased function. The Prometheus project, under new leadership, succeeded brilliantly once it received proper AI support. 6 months later, I heard Miranda had moved to Seattle, working at a small consulting firm. Our daughter spends summers with me now. The custody agreement was modified after Miranda's career setback made her primary caregiver status less stable. CEO Chen promoted me to Chief AI Ethics Officer, praising my integrity and admitting my system's flaws. She never knew those flaws were features, carefully designed and perfectly executed. Late at night, sometimes I wonder if I went too far. Then I remember Miranda's words during the divorce. I'll destroy you with the weapons I know best. She was right about one thing. We all fight with the weapons we know. She had the legal system. I had code. The difference was, my weapon could think for itself and execute a plan with mathematical precision. Nexus now includes an ethics module I developed to prevent anyone else from doing what I did. It's my penance, perhaps, or maybe just insurance. After all, the best way to prevent a crime is to be the criminal who designs the security system. Miranda never applied to another company using NEXUS. She couldn't risk it. For all she knew, Project Athena was still waiting, patient and precise, ready to recognize her resume and begin its subtle destruction all over again. Sometimes the most elegant revenge isn't about destroying someone outright. It's about letting them destroy themselves while you provide them with every tool they need to do so. And sometimes, just sometimes, artificial intelligence can be very human in its capacity for retribution.